It is February 9th, 2020. And 1 year ago today, I was sitting in a hospital bed with a 7 months pregnant belly in my bathrobe, and I was shooting a video of how I had been in the hospital for 1 month and how it was the eve of February 10th, which was always a really auspicious day for me. 4 years before, I had a donor son. He was born February 10th. It was really bittersweet because I learned to miss someone I never met. February 10th, 2018, I had a miscarriage. Eric and I were running a 5K and I knew what was happening. I decided to ignore it. We went skiing at Snow Bowl. The inside of my ski pants were covered in blood. We went to the doctor later and she confirmed that, yeah, I've been pregnant. I didn't know it. So February 10th then became a really sacred day of, as cheesy as it sounds, life and loss. Against all odds, I was induced to have my son on February 10th, 2019. Nothing turned out the way I thought, in good ways and in bad. For instance, I was dead set on having a natural childbirth, no drugs, even though my husband and my doctor told me that was a poor choice. They were nicer about it than that, but your body does not want to have this baby almost 2 months early. But I was really stubborn. I labored on Pitocin for a whole day. My contractions were coming 20 seconds apart, and it wasn't long after I shot that video last year that I had one of those really important moments where I learned what it's like to be a mother. Because I'd had to have a conversation with Eric where I said, if something happens, I need you to choose Wilder over me. I didn't know how important that conversation was going to be until I decided to have an epidural and I let go of my pride. Having a drug-free labor was something I was doing for me, not for my baby. And I'm really glad I did because I almost got that epidural too late. For 4 minutes, we lost Wilder's heartbeat. And I have really shaky memories, but I do remember out of a fog hearing the anesthesiologist say, her blood pressure's over 200. Oh shit. And the OB not being in the room. And all of a sudden, that conversation I had with Eric about him choosing the baby over me becoming really relevant. He decided he was going to have to scrub in to do a C-section on me himself. And this is why I don't talk a lot about my birth story, because it's traumatic. It's not the beautiful story that I pictured. However, it made me a hell of a better mom because I knew what it was like from the beginning to have to make choices that were the best for him. That's not how anybody wants to have a baby. And several hours later, I met him for the first time. The first year of his life wasn't the way I pictured it either. And I watched both my son, a few days old, and my husband have NG tubes put in and taken out. We've all three been hospitalized this year for different reasons. So I sit here today, tomorrow's February 10th, and I'm greeting this February 10th as a really different person, a way stronger person. And I know I'm a hell of a good mom. On February 11th, my beautiful son, Wilder, turns 1 year old. Wilder, when you watch this someday, know that this year has been the most amazing year of my life and the hardest. And you're the best part of everything. Every single day when I sat in the hospital, I could have bailed out, but I didn't for you because I was imagining a day where I would get to look down at you and say, I made the right decision. That's what I'm going to be doing on your first birthday. I love you. I'm Micah Larson, and I help women business owners create relationships with their customers in their marketing. Check out my online courses for women business owners in the link in the video description.